to Minecraft Survival, and we are going to be doing a quick exploration episode. We have, so over here on this side of our village, we have uncovered a zombie spawn. And over here, I would like to, at some point, either this episode or the next episode, go ahead and make that spawner into an XP farm. Can't find the exact. So it's going to be about right below us, about 55 blocks. So I know this is the opposite side of the town than we really wanted to develop, but at the same point in time, it's an XP farm. And we sort of need one of those right now. It's still early game. I can't really make an Enderman farm or a really good gold pigment farm. So I just don't have the materials. So, but to finish that up, I need a block I don't have yet. I need kelp. So, we are going to go on another exploration episode. But a quick update of what we have already done around the base since our last episode. I have planted some pumpkins. Our farming villagers here in the village have all been upgraded to level 2, and so a lot of them are offering me pumpkin traits. So that is another good way for us to make emeralds, from which we can purchase more items. I have put both a couple more beds and some new fishing villagers, or some new, not fishing, but workstations in the village, scattered around the village. We've seen a humongous upturn, a humongous growth, to the point where while I finished off that house, we also built the bunkhouse here. And it was literally just a bunkhouse full of beds. I spent a lot of time shooting sheep to do that. So the next few episodes are going to be a bit more redstone buildy. We are going to do an exploration episode real quick, go and get some kelp, and then when we get back, if we have enough time left in this episode, I am going to go ahead and real quick set up that XP farm, and then in the next couple of episodes, I would like to set up we're going to have a mining episode before I do that, but an automatic pumpkin farm. So a automatic sheep farm, and go ahead and set up some of our crops on automatic as well. But while we are looking for kelp, hopefully we can go ahead and find a couple of other things, and I am leaving without a bed. That is not such a good idea. So our house up here is sort of finished. It's not my favorite build. It's too Larry. I am going to be doing some more work in this. The build palette matches. It's too plain. Down here is still very empty. I'm still trying to figure out how all I want this decorated. But if we go upstairs, we have our chests all set up. And I actually didn't have to cut any more trees. If I go look at our birch log storage. Instead of having like 12, 15 stacks, we now have like 8. But none of these, for the most part, we've got the logs that we use for the top here. But for the most part, everything else has not been filled in. So, we still have that to fill in either. But what I'm here to steal is this section right here. And I already had one in my inventory. Okay. I'm going to put that one down, take this one with us. And there we go. But we've got the big ocean up at the top of our map. We've got at least a small one over here. So we're going to go ahead and head this way. And see if we, while we're headed towards that ocean, if we can't fill in a little bit more of this fully zoomed out map. I know we aren't going to go ahead and finish it today, but we can go ahead and see if we can fill it in just a tad bit more. I was planning on putting some of the that I had already done onto this, and then I sort of forgot that this was my Let's Play worlds. I thought I had clicked on a different world, so I just went out knocking regular survival, and then I realized, oh, I'm in my Let's Play worlds. And I wasn't going to go ahead and undo all the work I had already done. So I will try and be better about actually putting our builds, recording our builds, and putting it on the Let's Play. So an update on one other thing, we have put looting 3 on our diamond sword. So with us doing a zombie farm, the next thing I sort of want to do is to put on there is I would like to put Smite. Smite 5, of course, is going to be best, but if we could at least get a Smite 2 or 3 on our diamond sword, that will be a lot easier. So what Smite does is Smite does extra damage against all undead mobs. So zombies, skeletons, wither skeletons, that kind of thing. Now it'll be just a regular sword against endermen, spiders, creepers, and that kind of thing. But against our undead mobs, it will be a lot stronger. Which, considering as soon as I manage to find a fortress, I plan on, hopefully, oh, I already made this one. I plan on hopefully getting some wither skulls, because after the end dragon fight, at some point in time, shortly after that, I would like to prep for a wither fight. That beacon will make expanding our world further a lot easier. So, still just seeing seaweed. Oh, there's kelp. Okay. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the mechanic, when you put a water bucket down, in a chute, it'll give you flowing water. If you add kelp to that chute, it will make all of that into water source blocks, which, when put on soul sands, will make a bubble elevator. And so I do plan on a fall damage XP farm. So what that means is we need to take the dungeon that I have found, go ahead and loot it real quick. Because it is a fully enclosed dungeon, which is kind of weird for me. I've never run into one of those before. And I'm going to say a full stack of kelp just to be safe. But we will have to light it up, make sure that it's all lit up, and then we are going to go ahead and, so it's not spawning for a little bit, expand it. So it is a full 9x9 box. 4 slots above, 4 slots below, with the last row being 5, which reminds me, we are going to need to find a packed ice biome for this, an ice biome for this to really work. I'd forgotten about that. Or I'm going to need to wait for a wandering trader to come back by. I sort of killed the last one. He had the leads that we're going to need for the sheep farm. Because we've got just about 14 sheep over, or 16 sheep over there. If I'm going to make a sheep with every single color. So I need to delete. And we don't have climate yet. So we are going to need to either make a slime farm here in the next couple of episodes, or which won't be too hard. It's just a matter of finding a slime chunk. Or we're going to have to do some more serious hunting in the swamps, which I've spent a couple of nights in that swamp near our base, nearest to our base, and I'm not getting any spawns. Oh my goodness, that is a shipwreck, and that is almost a fully formed shipwreck. We are going to go ahead and go on out here and try and get to it, just because shipwrecks can have some pretty good loot. Some very good loot. Especially if you manage to get one with an attacked map room. Our last one didn't have an attacked map room. Map chest. So, got another island out there. Let's see. Moss blocks, and this is the only place you can get a moss block right now. We've got our air supply. Now there will be, if you've got fully intact shipwreck, there should be 3 chests. And there's going to be our map room. And that's going to give us this right here, which is a buried treasure map. We won't open it up quite yet. And I've got to remember where is... We may have gotten unlucky and not gotten one with it. Or... Go ahead and recover some of the health real quick. I know there's usually 3 in a fully intact one. It's just a matter of remembering where that 3rd one is. It's a little bit more hidden. I'm actually thinking it's up here. That's where the map one was. So... I'm forgetting where the 3rd one is real quick. So... go ahead and Google it real quick for just a minute. Because I know there should be 3. Okay, so it says that there should be another chest in here. And I do not have an axe, so we are going to have to come back to this one. But we got the kelp that we came for, which is going to be the important thing here. But I guess we're going to have to do a little bit more exploring because I do need ice. I had forgotten I needed that. And it isn't an absolute, oh my goodness. Wow. So this is Undersea Ruins, and that is a drowned, which is usual for here. Drowned is another mod that's might cover events, and then you can see where we got copper ingot from that. Oh, and we have 2 more. So we are going to go ahead and get back in our boat for a moment. And then that is 3 more. But usually undersea ruins of that type, you can find some more loot chests and that kind of thing. So we are going to be on our way. We are actually going to cut across our map because I know over here is towards the terracotta or our Badlands biomes. So that's going to be over there. So I know we have our desert temple over that way. But we've got this gigantic hole in the center of our map. So let's go ahead and see what's in here. We do seem to be in a bit more of a warm climate, so I'm not counting on there being an ice biome near us. Just because in recent updates, Minecraft has been shifting so that biomes do get that is an important option. Warmer climate biomes are placed in the warm climate biomes, like you'll usually find a Badlands near a desert. Similarly, you'll find snowy taiga by a frozen ocean or some such. Now, that wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Though that seems to be a little bit more of a sheer peak up. And I am seeing some snow. It is night, however, so I don't want to confirm that right at the moment. But it does mean that if I go around this way, I might have a little bit better of a chance. I wonder if that continent we see, if that landmass that we see that's got the desert on it and the Badlands over there, perhaps clear around to over here. This all interconnects. Put a swamp again over here. How far does this swamp go this way? I was sort of expecting that we had just a big ocean in the middle of our map. But we seem to have some lines, and I recognize this, so we sort of already knew that this was here. That is the one thing about zooming in your maps, is that any of the old progress you made doesn't show up on the new map. Even though if it was the same map, because using it back in, you've lost all that progress. So, swamp biomes are supposed to be a good place for slimes to spawn, but I have yet to see any slimes to spawn, and I don't know if it's just because our swamps aren't at a high enough Y level, or why that is. Yep. So at night, even in a boat, because you aren't on water, you can spawn a drowned that will chase you. Now, in the daytime, as long as you aren't on the boat, the drowned won't touch you, won't chase you. At nighttime, however, that's not true. That gave us a few more XP points. Another one. And you can sort of hear it's drowned by that gurgling sound that they make. This is odd. I didn't realize that this center island went this far. Ooh. If only it was daytime. We have a ruined portal here. And it does have a gold block in the center. But it doesn't look like this one has a chest. And with it being underwater, until I get some aqua affinity on my armor, I don't want to go snooping. So, back around this way. I know I said we weren't going to make this a fully exploration episode, but then I remember we needed cacti as well. So, my problem with just putting a water bucket down up here and making a couple of infinite water sources is that A, that can get expensive to turn it into true packed ice, and B, that can take some time. C, there's that big mountain hill right next to our base that I'm pretty sure is high enough that I could do the same thing. So, I'm not seeing a ton of mobs right here, so we'll go ahead and dismount and sleep for just a minute. You can see this a little bit better in daytime. You can sort of see where this is just a giant mountainous island right here. We are back at the beginning now, so that's interesting to see. Now, I'm going to go ahead and head that way. So it looks like it transfers over to a really warm ocean. I know I should have taken it. So the traveling trader, the wandering trader that came by a couple of Minecraft days ago, and I just finished up the house, had packed ice for 3 emeralds. And I remember thinking about it and didn't take the deal, and I should have taken the trade. Packed ice is something that can be sort of hard to find at times. And yeah, we're back into a warm climate biome that's coral. So we are going to go ahead and head back home, back to base. And we got the kelp that we needed. We did strike out on the second thing though, which is okay, that happens. And there are a couple of other places where I could get it, obviously. it just would have been easier if we could find an ice biome. And as we are going to the adventure, we are going for the Adventure Time achievement at some point in time. That is something that we will be looking for eventually. So Minecraft has a lot, and I do mean a lot of different biomes. Each forest can be found as a different biome, and I believe for that specific one, it does mean you have to do each type of forest. And I think actually we're lucky on that aspect in that we actually spawned in an area with just about every type of forest. Dark oak forest, birch forest, and is right there along with the spruce forest. Which actually, if I made a second map and I headed down along that spruce forest, we could find a more snowy biome that way. I have had it happen where I've been in the world and it has just sort of gone down along that way. But I'm trying not to explore too much in that section because I am sort of thinking that we will be updating this world to 1.18. And if I do that, I will have to reload all those chunks. Now, the thing that does have me a little bit hesitant, and I don't want to go too far that way, is that terrain and biome generation has completely changed in 1.18. Most of the worlds that I have loaded in, the biome I'm in is not the biome it is after I loaded in from 1.18. It's one world that I used the same seed in 117. I wanted to see what it was in 118. 117, I'm in the center of a massive dark oak forest. Loaded into 118, and I suddenly found myself in the middle of a Badlands Plateau. So, and the Badlands Plateau wasn't just like you're standing on the edge of it. I was in the middle of it, and it went on for a good couple thousands of blocks. I mean, this Badlands Plateau is huge. So, sort of meant that to me, that tells me that biome generation, terrain generation, has massively switched in 1.18. With that being said, that means that just because I'm in a flower forest biome here doesn't mean if I updated this section to 1.18 or a sunset, I'm in a sunflower plains, aren't I? Sunflower plains. Doesn't mean that it would be the same if I updated the world. So that does make me a little bit more wary of updating this world. We may just start a new Let's Play, which means as I'm recording this on November 11th, means that this Let's Play wouldn't be very long. So, if that happened, I would be keeping both Let's Plays for at least a little bit of time, just because I would like to reach at least 50 episodes with this Let's Play. So, who knows? That is 7 weeks away. We may be about 100 episodes by then. But you're a little bit of a low altitude for you, Mr. Goat. That is kind of strange. But, like I said, we have this mountain here right next to our base, which I'm pretty sure... That's strange. It must be warm. or there's a cave entrance right there. That makes sense. So if we went ahead and we climbed on up here, if I know mountain climbing today, I would have brought a couple of blocks. Let's see. I do not need eggs. I have plenty of chickens by our base. But let's see. So if you get all the way up here to the top of this, let me see, how high up are we? 108. I'm not sure if that would work. So I'm close to being home already. We're pretty close. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head on that direction. And you have to be careful doing this because they did add screaming goats, and screaming goats will headbutt you off the side. Whoa, that would have been an instant death. Will headbutt you right off the side of the mountain. So and you don't really, as far as I've been told, there's not really a way to tell if it's a screaming goat or not until it screams. So I am trying to circumvent this dark oak forest by a little bit. It's a pretty good size, not near big enough for a mansion to have spawned. I don't think, at least I haven't seen any sign of a mansion, so I'm gonna assume it doesn't. I mean, it's decent size compared to some I've seen where they've just been a patch of 5 or 6 dark oak trees, but it's not huge by any stretch of the imagination. So see, there is our chanting home. All of that. So we're right back here by our house. So that was a bit high over there. So we're gonna go ahead and take a moment, put our bed down and sleep. And then head on over here. So what I'm doing is we have the snow here, which means that if you get up here far enough and you make, let's get up here and I'll show you. I was hoping it would already do that. And there's not, unfortunately. Sometimes you can already find some, but if I go ahead I'm going to have to get rid of something because we got too much milk. But if I make something like this, and I do Whoa! There we go. Place this bucket here and that up here. And then this one is up here. Place this here. We're going to fill up and there's another one there. This one right here. And then you wait. And with the snow all around us, there's a good chance that this will freeze. And you'll form ice. And if you get enough ice, you can form packed ice. I believe it's 4 ice to every packed ice. So, I mean, that's a bit expensive. But you can see how that block is already turned ice. And then you've got 2 over there that have turned ice. So it doesn't take incredibly long. No, this doesn't work with running water. Well, not as easy. I have built in frozen tiger before, and my water streams did do the exact same thing. Let me go first. First time I had encountered that issue. But if we wait a little bit, we should go ahead and freeze. And I forgot, we did not bring our diamond pickaxe. So, ice can only be broken with the Silk Touch pickaxe. So, we are going to have to leave this here and go get Silk Touch on our pickaxe and come back. So, I will see you next episode. Thank you for watching, and hopefully when we see each other again, I will have some packed ice. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.